What's up, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving over from Crossover Athlete Insights. We are your co hosts, Joshua Shapiro and Joey Murray. We hope you had a great day yesterday or Thursday. Ate all the turkey and mashed potatoes and mac and cheese.
Stuffing.
Huh? Stuffing?
Yeah.
I'm all right on the stuffing. I like it a little bit. But needless to say, hope you had a great time with your family and everything. And we are back on Saturday's edition. We're going to go over all of Thursday's games here real quick. We're recording on Friday, so we won't have the Jets Dolphins info for you. Um, but should be a pretty dominating game on the Dolphin side. But here we go. Let's get into Thursday's Thanksgiving games.
Yeah. I mean, I think that first game, we were all shocked at the outcome of that. Green Bay and Detroit. I
Yeah,
thought we all kind of thought Detroit was one going to win, two,
yeah,
if not win, cover. Um, and they just got doors blown off them.
yeah. So when we did the lines on Tuesday, it was or Lions minus 7.5, right, or 7 on the dot was one of the two,
I
and it
can't remember.
finished higher. It finished at 8, like -8 Lions. So like if you got in early, like you're on the sharp side of things, but sharps don't always win.
Yeah.
So Packers, the defense is really what carried him. I mean, the defense is statistically great pass wise, pass defensively, and one of the worst running defenses in the game. And you'd think that's set up for the Lions' success, but it didn't pan out that way.
Yeah. I mean, three fumbles from Jared Goff.
Yeah.
That's going to kill you.
Was it three?
There's three.
I saw two.
I only saw it based on
I believe
the,
it.
the
Yeah.
stat line thing.
Okay. So three I mean, that's gonna do it.
Yeah. You can't win a ball game fumbling three times just
Yeah.
by yourself.
Fumble six, gonna ruin it.
Yeah. And Christian Watson decided to show up for the first time this season.
Christian Watson breakout.
I don't know. I mean, with that team, like you don't know if it was a fluke. Like
Right.
Detroit, obviously at the beginning of the year, we were like, oh, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Now they're coming back down to earth a little bit. Still one of the top, obviously top 50% teams, no doubt about it. But
Yeah.
I don't think they're the same team that we kind of thought they were going to end up being
Right.
so far.
I mean,
I'm
that's
still
what you.
pulling for them. Don't get
I
me
do.
wrong.
I do too. I love Dan Campbell. I love the boys.
Yeah, and they got five must start guys on their offense.
Yeah, all of the I mean, I guess besides Goff, they also had a decent day.
No, Goff still did.
Did he end up?
He ended up with 24 fantasy points
Wait, Goff
on DraftKings.
okay,
So he
so
would have got the 3-point bonus. So he had 21. He had garbage time
18.
on Tommy picked him. And he had 24.
I'm staring at it. Well, fumbles are different on so fumbles are
Oh
minus
yeah,
1 on
yep.
DraftKings.
Okay, still 18.
Yeah,
That
18,
plays.
332, 2 tutties. No picks, but the fumble.
Yeah,
Just as
no
bad.
picks. Good work,
Yeah.
Jared.
Hey, holding on to that football.
Yeah, making smart decisions when he throws it.
Yeah, so not so we weren't too surprised, I guess, at the fact that like the wide receivers and Jordan Love have a decent day after that because Detroit isn't statistically great against the pass. They're a top 10 friendly like fantasy against for the QB and wide receiver. So it didn't surprise me, but the domination of the Packers defense did surprise me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they were just putting pressure on him.
Yeah. That was a guy you said it on Tuesday that I like Christian Watson coming in this season, but I thought that he'd have more opportunities down the field like he did yesterday or on Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
And finally got to see it, and I hope it's just a sign that he's healthy for you Christian Watson owners.
yeah. I mean, like we've talked about in the past, like soft tissue injuries are just an absolute nightmare. And
Yeah.
he's had that hammy for 2 years now.
Mhm.
So I mean, obviously we don't know if he's healthy, if it was just kind of a fluke game, he's feeling good that day, or Jordan Love was just feeling great. Who knows? But I mean, I'm hoping he figures it out and he puts some strings some good games together.
Yeah, I mean, he flies. I don't know how great of a route runner he is, but he's faster than like,
Yeah.
all get up.
Yeah, him, Jaden Reed, all those guys.
He still had the looks that we wanted to see as a waiver wire pickup from Tuesday. So, 3rd in the team in routes run, but tied for first with Christian Watson in targets and got the 2 carries still. So he's still a guy that they are prioritizing to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah. Well, and if you think about it, like he right now he's the best running back that they have too.
Yeah,
Like AJ Dillon is
he's not good.
not good.
He had a good day because he had the targets. He had some catches,
Yeah,
but
and he's
like an
just
okay day.
yeah, he's just like the
He's
only guy.
he's the most inefficient football play like running back I have ever seen. And he's a monster.
Yeah, Quadzilla.
Yeah, but he can't run.
Nope,
Can't
can't
go
run.
side to side.
No. So I mean, honestly, I have Jaden Reed stash right now, so I'm hoping that they just make him a running back and like almost like a Jameer Gibbs type.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, I don't think he'll get to that.
No, not to that level, but like
Debo-ish would be the better one, I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so he's there in all 3 wide receiver sets, in on most 2 wide receiver sets, played 41 snaps. He is behind Watson and Dobbs, but you kind of expect that.
I see Dobbs regressing a little bit. His
Yeah,
production's been down,
it has lately. It has lately. Only 4 targets on 29 routes run compared to 7 for Watson and Reed.
almost double.
Yeah, I know, it's good. On the other side of the ball is Detroit's offense. Still put up, I mean, I don't, they're fantasy just machines over there.
All of them. Like,
It
there's not
doesn't
one guy that has a bad game.
it doesn't matter. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Laporta with 17.5. Amon Ross still almost drops a 20 spot. He had 11 targets. Gibbs saved the day with the final couple drives, getting a few catches, ended up a little over 11 points. And Monty found the end zone, getting over 14 points. And that's a bad game for that offense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they definitely made a lot of mistakes. Obviously, they missed on 3 drives just on fumbles, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, that's just one of those weird fluke things where it's, offense by committee and they all end up putting up decent points.
Yeah. It's actually
I
insane to
love
see.
Dan Campbell.
You have to. I just wish, as a Jameer Gibbs owner, I just wish they'd let him run loose again.
Yeah.
That was so fun. Gosh, he's still like RB, like average points wise, he's ahead of ETN on the year.
ETN's past 2 games have been rough.
3. Screwing me. I have
Yeah.
him too. So, Jameson Williams, we touched on Tuesday. Let's just get into that. Second or third most snaps and third most routes run on the team, but just behind Josh Reynolds and Amon Ra. And but I think, I mean, tied for targets with Josh Reynolds. I mean, I think he's just starting to. They're starting to find they want to get him the football.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, he looks better out there than he has in weeks past, and
Yeah.
I think one thing that's tough for a lot of people to think about is the fact that so, obviously, he tore his ACL in the championship game, in college,
Hmm.
sat out that next year, right? And then he had the
Yeah, pretty
suspension.
much. Well, not the whole year.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right, it
He
was in the
came back a little
yeah,
bit.
and then he had the suspension. So if you think about it, like, this guy, he hasn't played much football in the NFL and or played much football in general in the past 2 seasons, so, like, the game's gotta be so fast for him. Obviously, he's an unbelievable talent, but when you just think of from the human standpoint of, like, "Alright, this dude has been through the ringer of media issues,
Hmm.
and now he's gotta go produce," like, I think we gotta give him a little bit of slack here and
Yeah.
let him ease into things because I still think the talent's there. Obviously, he's still faster than everybody,
Yeah, he flies.
but if you're not around the speed of the game and you go straight from college to NFL and, like, you don't have the reps in practice,
Yeah.
reps in the games, that's a tough transition. And, like, we see so many guys not be able to make the transition in general when they are healthy.
Hmm. No, it's tough. I mean, he's definitely got the talent to make the transition, but just got to get hit a few times at the different level and adjust it, like you said, to the speed of the game. He'll get there. He'll get there.
I
I
think he had
kind
a
of have
bad drop
faith.
yesterday too.
Yeah, that is the worrisome with him though, because the
Yeah.
hands are not as great as some of the
Yeah.
other guys
Yeah,
there.
that's what Dan Campbell came out and said too. He's like, "We need him to just make the plays and not make the explosive plays. We don't care about that. Just
Yeah,
we want him to make the plays," and sure enough, he
I mean,
does.
if he catches the ball and the ball gets in his hand, the explosive plays
It
are going to come.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. The one last guy I want to touch on the game, just because it's interesting, and you guys know by now, I am the tight end guy. So Luke Musgrave, isn't that right? That's who it is?
Mhm. Die
Yeah.
hard.
Landed on the IR. Tucker Craft played him in DFS. He got me the tutty, $2,500.
Yes. I was so mad when I saw that. I was
What a
like,
great play.
2 catches for, like,
And a
7
tutty.
yards and a tutty.
With that being said, played nearly 100% of the snaps. So a streamer option, clearly not a pass heavy offense, especially if Aaron Jones and who is the other running back? Emmanuel Wilson come back. Will probably lean more on the run than they did in this game. But just a guy to watch or a streamer option if need be throughout the rest of the way. I know there's a few buys left. For you Bills guys that have Kincaid, could be a guy to look to scoop up.
Yeah, fell into a bit of a trap. So I have Kincaid,
Same.
obviously, and,
Traded kill.
I was like, yeah, trade kill had to. I had to.
For Tyler
For
Lockett.
Tyler Lockett, who and neither of them did anything
Yeah,
last night.
it didn't matter.
Um, but yeah, I was like, "Oh, I'll just get live likely."
Same.
Also buy.
They have the same bye
I was
week.
just like, I didn't realize it until the next day. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
We'll go ahead and get Tucker Craft.
No, I'm not getting Tucker Craft.
Well, he's gonna prove you wrong.
That's fine. I'm
No, I'm not
I
huge. Okay, I'm not that high on Tucker Kraft, okay?
Just an option.
But he's gonna play and he's gonna run routes.
Yeah, so, like, the way I think about it is, like, alright, so he's already 4th on the depth chart at receiving. Aaron Jones comes back, he's now 5th
Right.
in a
No,
bad
I agree. But he's gonna
offense.
play all the
Yeah,
snaps,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is tough to find at the
I'd
tight
rather
end
go
spot.
find a tight end in an offense that scores.
Maybe this is the breakout game that the
Hey,
Packers need.
could be, could be. Jordan
Well,
Love looked great.
yeah, he did look good. But again, a weaker Detroit secondary. So not something to be like, oh my God, he did it on the Niners or he did it on the Jets. Like it happens
Yeah.
against the Lions. Okay. A blowout game, Commanders Cowboys, man, they are not afraid to lay it on people. They do not care what the score is. The Cowboys just want to put up points.
Yeah, I think I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure one of my locks of the week was, Dallas plus 13.5.
Minus 13.5.
Or yeah, sorry, minus 13.5. And
Yeah.
I was telling everybody on Thanksgiving before the game started, I was like, "This is the biggest lock of the year."
Yeah. So this is the weird thing. So it's 17.5, minus 17.5 Cowboys versus the Giants. They blow them out the water. The Giants then go and beat the Commanders last week, and this line is lower.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I feel
Yeah.
like if that correlates at all,
I mean, I at least for me, like, when they played the Commanders this week, it was just like a perfect storm for them. S Obviously, they have Micah Parsons, that defensive line, going up against one of the worst offensive lines in the league,
mhm,
and then you have Dallas's offense,
the worst.
air raid offense,
Yeah.
going up against a horrible Commanders defense. So, honestly, they were lucky it was only 45 points. If you were watching the game, Dak was overthrowing everybody. CD, he was one of our locks that didn't hit,
I
but,
know.
CD dropped a catch, just kinda dropped it, and, like, there's a bunch of those plays where he was just getting overthrown or something stupid happening where he just can't fit it into, like, a average window.
The numbers are insane right now.
Yeah, there's and they still blew him out.
Yeah. Dak Prescott, I don't know what it is exactly. So I know over the past 3 weeks before this week, he has been QB3 over that span, and a 33 bomb yesterday,
Yeah.
probably damn near QB1 for the last 4 weeks,
Yeah.
including
Yeah,
this
I
week.
mean, if I feel like QBs really haven't it's been such a weird year. QBs haven't really been doing much. Tight ends haven't really been doing much.
Yeah.
Like,
Is Kelsey even the dude anymore?
Hawkinson's the one. I checked right before this, he's the one.
Yeah. Well,
Hawkinson, I think and
Kelsey missed the first week.
I know, but, like, it does in my like, I'd still take Hawkinson.
Yeah. I think I would too. Well, I don't know actually.
Kelsey's just looking it's a matchup game.
He's looking older.
He's looking hurt.
It just does not move very well, it looks
Yeah,
like.
he's got a torn ankle, tendon.
And they double, triple team him because they know Marquez Valdez and the boys can't catch a cold.
Like a like
They can't.
got stone hands.
You coughed on them straight up. They weren't getting sick. They can't catch it.
They've never gotten COVID in their life,
Not
so
once.
mm-mm. They
Didn't
don't
even didn't even need the shot.
no, no.
They really messed up not getting like a D Hop or somebody. I don't they had a great opportunity at the deadline.
I just keep thinking about, like, what if they just re-signed Tyreek? Like, how good that team would be. Obviously,
He
I
wanted
don't know how the
out,
cap
I thought.
No, I thought he wanted in. I he came out and, said something about it. I kind of forget, but I think it was just like they just lowballed him,
Yeah,
and
they did.
he was like, "I've always wanted to go to Miami." So,
I'm gone.
yeah.
I think he took less there because I think like the Jets or the Giants offered him more
I think
money.
it was the
It
Jets.
was the Jets.
Yeah, and yeah, smart move.
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, if
ice
he wants to be a Hall
freezing.
of Famer, like, it's not gonna be with Zach Wilson.
You're not gonna play there.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess it was with it
No, it was
nah, it was probably
before. It was
before.
the year
Yeah.
before. Yeah. All right. So into the Cowboys Commanders, just a quick little snippet. Tony Pollard looks to be turning a quarter.
Yeah, unfortunate for me facing him this week in, fantasy, so knew he was gonna score a touchdown, bet
He
that
did.
anytime touchdown, hit it,
Cash.
cash, obviously.
Plus money, of course, because it's Tony Pollard sniffing the end zone.
Yeah, who's the DB for Dallas right now? Is it
Deron Bland.
yeah, more touchdowns than Tony P on the year.
Than most people on the year. He has 5.
Yeah, well, we thought Tony P was gonna be a top 5 overall running back.
There is still a chance.
What is he at right now, like 11?
I'm gonna assume after this week he's top 10.
Probably.
And I
At
don't
22?
okay, 22-8. Yeah. 6 catches.
Dude, I know, it was killing me.
And didn't even get the touchdown catch that Dowdle took.
I know, I know.
Could have been a 30 spot.
Oh, trust me, I know. It was a rough Thanksgiving for me.
Yeah, so 13 carries, 79 yards, probably the most efficient he's been all year on that side of the ball, and got in the end zone. That was a good run he had on the
I
touchdown,
honestly think they just were not expecting them to run the ball.
just because they were airing it out
Yeah, they
so
were just
hard.
airing it the whole way, and then all of a sudden, like, it was just like a no huddle, quick snap, and it
Yeah.
just
I mean, the Commanders at one point in this season were pretty tough to run against when you had Jonathan Allen, Chase Young, Montez Sweat on those guys, but they lost both ends. They still have Jonathan Allen. A little bit easier to run the football now, I think.
yeah,
They took advantage
yeah,
every way.
yeah, it was rough.
Brandon Cooks looks to be great. He is pretty available on, so he's starting to come into his own. He's been great everywhere he's been in the NFL.
When he plays,
Yeah,
I think
and
he's
he
a bad
has been.
locker room guy.
You think
See,
he's a bad locker room guy?
well, last year when he was with the Texans, he was a healthy scratch twice for, like, locker room issues.
Yeah, because they sucked, and he wanted them to trade him onto a
Mhm.
contender because he's a 1,000-yard guy every
Yeah, he's
season.
good.
Yeah, nicknamed Archer. All right, all right.
Don't do that again.
Why?
That was weird.
He's nasty. Brandon Cooks though, 17 points, got in the end zone again. Bad week last week at 7, 32 the week before, tough one the week before, but then a 14 and 15 before that. I mean, I think he is now a very crucial part of the offense.
Yeah, and especially with how the offense is looking, I think if Dak wasn't throwing the ball the way he is, I don't think he's obviously gonna put up the numbers that he has because he's obviously the number 2.
I mean, he
Um,
is, but if they're slinging the rock the way they're slinging the rock
yeah,
recently, there's so much value
yeah,
still
oh, for sure. Yeah.
because he's taken over Gallup. Gallup doesn't play as much, and Cooks
Mhm.
has that spot. He's better. I mean, it's just plain and
Well, Gallup's
simple.
getting older too.
Oh, it's Cooks. Cooks is
Really?
just yeah. Cooks has been in the league forever. I bet you Gallup's younger. Let's see.
Cooper Cup will play Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I thought. We'll get that in. We got injury roundup next. So yeah, Gallup's 27. There's no way Brandon Cooks is less than 27. He's definitely older. Yeah, he's 30. Been around forever. I'm telling you, this guy's everywhere. But he drops 1,000 yards every season. Him and Mike Evans. All right. So that game pretty self-explanatory. Cowboys are just a much better team. Curtis Samuel had a great day though. 12
Yeah,
targets,
yeah, it's definitely not healthy. He was wincing a lot.
9 catches for 100 yards.
I know.
So you know what's funny? 23 less snaps than Dotson and Terry. 12 less routes run than both of them, but the most targets on the team. They're just finding ways to get him the football because he's such an explosive guy.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw it at Ohio State.
Yeah,
He's a Debo and a Jameer Gibbs type where
he's not the
just get him the ball, and he's not the fastest guy there is, but he's
he
just so
flies.
shifty and
Yeah, I just don't think he's a great route runner. Like he's not as good of a route runner as those two. So you find ways to get him the ball in the screen game, and
yeah,
that's what they do.
yeah,
And he makes guys miss, and he'll get you. It's basically he's a glorified running back because on the screenplays essentially is like an outside run, right? So they just toss him the ball out on the
yeah. It's basically Rashad White's role when they're losing.
yeah,
Like,
same way, except he's got the wide receiver tag. And Antonio Gibson outsnapped Brian Robinson. I don't know if that was good.
I was skewed at the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's because of the blowout.
Yep, yep. Gibson took the last 2 drives.
Yeah, that makes sense. He didn't play last week, but so he's back this week. Looks to be healthy if he's playing that many snaps. All right, on to the last game of the day. On to the greatest fantasy football player there ever was. CMC.
Yeah, dude, just he's the GOAT right now.
He's unbelievable.
I mean, the fact that there's not more hype around him potentially win the MVP is kind of ridiculous
I
at
don't
this
think there's
point.
any
I know, it's just so stupid. Like, why don't we just rename it to the
quarterback of the year.
quarterback
Yeah,
award? Like, it's this is just ridiculous.
all it is.
He is he's the 49ers, they're the best team in the NFL,
Hmm.
and he is by far and away their best player.
He is the best.
So how is there no argument about this?
19 carries, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5 catches, 25 yards. Played 51 of 66 snaps, but that was also because of blowout. He's usually a 90% like he's usually out there every single snap.
Well, and the numbers are obviously great, but, like, there's another story in there is that you watch him run, like, there's plays where they just get blown up in the backfield, and he just
Makes people miss.
makes something out of absolutely nothing.
Oh, he's awesome.
It's and his 2nd touchdown run, like, he had no business running for 7 yards. It was a run to the left, it gets stopped immediately, and he
Hmm.
just stops and just works it back to the other side and breaks 2 tackles and falls forward through a tackle.
I actually think I have a crush on him. I
I think you do too. You talk about him a lot.
I love him,
I know.
but that's because I have him on 2 of my teams.
Yeah. I mean, he's this. Look what he's doing when he stays healthy.
He's the best.
Yeah.
The Niners really got a steal out of that because it was a question. It was like they gave up a decent amount, but at the same time, what they gave up, if you got this type of a CMC, you didn't know what CMC you were getting at the time because he didn't look great in Carolina when they got him. If you got this CMC, you fleeced the Panthers.
Well, yeah. And if you ask them back then, be like, all right, would you trade all these draft picks for 29 touchdowns in 25 games? Like you're getting over 7 points per game from this trade.
Mhm.
That's a no brainer.
So they here it is. I got it now. Niners get CMC for the Panthers got 2023 second round pick, a 2023 20 jeez,
Wow.
2023 third rounder. I sounded like a 4-year-old right there.
I know.
We 2023 fourth rounder and a 2024 fourth round pick, and that's it. They didn't give up a first, and you have prime like it's prime CMC.
The weighted like the weight of draft picks is so weird to me in the NFL.
It's got value because of the salary. I think
Yeah.
that's my
And just yeah. And if
whatever.
you trust your scouting department, then like
Right. But you see, I mean, we talked about this week in and week out too, is that my camera is slowly dying. That's not great. So you talking it week in and week out that it's hard to win a Super Bowl when you're paying a quarterback 60 mil because the weapons just cannot like it's not the same.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that's why the Niners, they have you said I think you told me they have like 40 million of cap space left.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Who told me that?
I don't know.
Well, anyways, okay, so think about the weapons they have. You have CMC on a deal. You have Nick Bosa on a deal. You're going to have to pay Chase Young, but you have the room. Okay. You have Fred Warner on a deal. We'll just count him as the third now. Debo's on a deal. Kittle's on a deal. And then so you have Ayuk and Purdy on the rookie deals. But five guys. Oh, Trent Williams on a deal.
He's
And
old.
then Eric Armstead. Like you have all these guys on good contracts. Like you're paying them what they're supposed to be paid,
Yeah.
if not even a little bit more, and you're still under cap by like $40 million.
Yeah, well, you got 2 years left of Purdy's rookie deal.
How many is the rookie deal?
Is it
Or this
4 or
is year
5?
2, so
I think it's
yeah, there's a 5th-year option usually. I don't know about in the 7th, like in the 7th round picks, but in the 1st round picks, there's a 5th-year option. So because that's why the Chase Young had his 5th year this year,
so
and or like the ability to get picked up on the 5th year, and the Commanders declined it, so he will be free agent eligible, but they'll have room for him.
yeah. And especially if they keep winning, like it's hard not to have fun on a team that wins. And it's like
Right.
you're probably gonna be more willing to make a favorable contract
Hmm.
on a team like play for a team like that rather than go get paid gobs of money to go lose on the Giants.
He already said it's just a different way of life over there.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like we've all been in winning locker rooms and
Hmm.
losing locker rooms. It's like when you're winning, it's just different.
It
The air
feels
is lighter.
yeah.
It's just like guys are having fun
Hmm.
and just like
It's the best feeling in the world.
yeah.
And when you're losing, it's like just it's
It's
gloomy all the time, and
and it's just like oh the game's over. Let's get out of here.
yeah, I don't
Like
wanna be around this spot.
yeah, it's not like oh like all right let's hang out and play cards and
Yeah,
whatever. It's
no,
just like let's get coaches are pissed so
yeah,
let's just
not
get
worth
out.
sticking around. For sure. Something to it. That winning air is a different smell. Okay, so any of that game in particular, I mean, I just don't think
Just
yeah,
49ers are back.
they are the best team in
They took a
football.
break. They took a break, and now they're back.
Yeah. Charbonnet dominated the snaps. That's what we wanted to see. Wasn't efficient with them again, but 49 snaps to DJ Dallas's 7. DJ was the only other running back to get a snap. It's what you want to see. Just literally, I mean, we're talking about the Niners that shut down ETN to about 6 or 7 or maybe 8 points last week, and Charbonnet outdid that. So he's getting the catches, he's getting the carries. He will be an RB1 with the volume or with the snaps that he's getting. It's just a tough team.
Uh, so I had some inside information. Um, apparently, Kenneth Walker might need a minute to get back. Might play next week, but don't look for him to be the same guy. And Charbonnet's already been out snapping him. So
Game script out snaps.
yeah, yeah.
That's what it was.
Still, he's getting like 9 carries.
They've been losing.
I know they haven't looked like the same. Their defense looks great.
Yeah, but they can't score.
Yeah.
Cannot score.
Their defense can scored last night.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, they picked off Purdy. Real close, like a little
Well,
10-yarder.
it was CMC's fault.
Was it?
Yeah, he little in route across the middle,
Just hands?
and instead of like letting it go, like he like went for it, tipped it.
Mm, I got you. All right. So on to the next segment. That shows about it for the Thanksgiving
Yeah,
games. I mean, 2 blowouts.
everybody watched it anyway.
Yeah. 2 blowouts and not a great game from the Lions, good game from the Packers. That's really what it comes
Well,
down to.
hey, fun game to watch last night though. Obviously the first half was just an absolute blowout. The Seahawks made it fun to watch in that third quarter. Like the crowd was going crazy, all the momentum flipped. It was fun. Obviously, it died, but
Yeah.
um,
I mean, they got a good home stadium. That's what they're known for.
yeah, yeah, and I mean like they were wreaking havoc.
Aren't they the 12th man?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they caused a reading on the I don't know what it's called, the earthquake meter thing when
Really?
When on Marshawn Lynch's
Oh, on the
famous run,
Beastquake.
that it yeah registered.
Yeah. It's awesome. That was a sick run, though.
Yeah, he broke 7 tackles
Yeah. Yeah. On the sink. Darren Sharper. Hold my. Can't say it. Can't say it.
on the Patreon. We can say it.
Yeah, the Patreon.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
it's like a paid platform. It's like subscription service. It's like a
Subscribe.
yeah. Let's start with YouTube first.
Yeah. Okay. For you guys still tuning in, hit that subscribe button
Yeah,
below.
that really helps us out a
Please
lot, and maybe like the video.
like it. Hit the alerts. You're going to want to know when we're posting, but you know already it's every Tuesday,
Yeah,
Saturday.
or if you just you just want to be a good person, it's the giving season. Really helps us out.
Help us out. We're just getting started.
We're doing pretty good.
I mean, we're getting there.
Bigger on TikTok right now.
Starting to figure it out. Yeah, our TikToks do pretty well.
Yeah,
They do
if
well.
we weren't shadow banned.
Now we made it out. Made it out the hood.
I don't know if we did make it out of that.
We definitely did. We have 35 followers and we're getting 5,000 views.
Not true.
We got out of it.
All right.
All right. On to the next segment. Week 12 injury roundup. Starting off, none bigger than this one. Joe Burrow with a torn wrist ligament out probably for the rest of the year. Have they said that? I don't
Yeah,
know. They
it
did.
definitely the rest of the fantasy season,
Yeah.
and
So
that's what matters.
for sure. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins gets back. What are we doing?
I mean, you got to play them, but like you're just hoping for the best.
You never know what you're going to get at this point.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be. I think Jake Brown is gonna be running the ball a lot. I don't think he's gonna do as bad as people think he's gonna do. Um, but just it's tough.
He's not Joe Burrow.
No, no, he's not Joe
So
Burrow. I still like Joe Mixon more than
I think they
Chase or Higgins.
I think they lean on the run game a little bit more here. I think they don't have a choice. So Joe Mixon owners, I wouldn't say rejoice. You still don't want to see it. You'd rather have your offense be
Yeah,
scoring touchdowns. But I would say I think he gets a little more volume than he has been.
yeah, probably like a 8 point floor. My
He's about 10 anyways.
no, dude, he's been like 17 recently. He's been like 14 to 17, and he was like 21 last week.
Yeah, but I don't think he's like, why would it be 8? I don't think he's going under double digits.
No, I just mean like he's probably 60 yards rushing with a target with a catch.
God, I hope more than that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's his floor, in my opinion.
I think he's a double digit guy.
Like his floor.
Yeah.
They have a rookie quarterback that hasn't played.
He's going to touch it. He's going to be on the field 80% of the
Yeah, and
snaps.
who's the one person that always talks about how poor his efficiency is?
You and me.
Mainly you.
We both said it.
But I got the idea because of you. I just said I thought he just sucked with good volume, and you were like, "No, his yards per touch is actually what's really low."
The same thing.
Yeah, essentially, but you said efficiency, so I felt smart saying it.
Yeah. Big word, baby. I'm not even good at English. Terrible at English.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I'm a math guy.
Numbers guy.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm a feel guy.
The Himothy method. All right, so I like Joe Mixon too. I think he definitely gets an uptick in volume, and I think that's why he's at least a double-digit floor guy because I think he's getting 20 carries a game now. Because I think
I see. I think the issue with that is
game
that
script.
no, just if the offense just can't move the ball, like there's no time for him to get this 20.
That's a fair
It's like
point.
he could easily just get 12 touches and Jake Browning goes 7 for 24 or 7 for 21, and they
There is a
just
real possibility of that.
yeah, it's almost like his floor could possibly be 8.
Yeah, probably double digits. Okay, on to the
I
next guy.
I hate you so much.
Mike Thomas goes on the IR in the middle of the week with a knee
Yeah.
injury. We had Rashid Shaheed in the waiver wire pickup.
Number 1.
Yeah, I mean, I think because he's going to take that.
He had
There's
nine targets last week.
so many more open targets to
Yeah.
have.
And just electric runner. You just gotta be able to get on the
Yeah,
ball. He's like Curtis
he
Samuel, like we were talking about.
flies. He flies. I don't know how great of a receiver he is yet, but we'll find out here
I
soon
mean,
enough. He's going to get
3
thrown
catches on
into it.
9 targets, so he's basically DK out there.
Oh yeah, I know. Where? Well, we'll have to see. Were they catchable? Do you have any idea, or was it? Because
For Shaheed?
yeah,
No, I don't know.
okay, yeah, I'm not sure
I
either.
I didn't see this last Saints game, so, um, yeah.
Yeah, Olave and Shaheed should see a nice little boost from the result of that. Just can't stay healthy. Cannot stay healthy. So on to the next one. Mark Andrews in Baltimore out most likely for the rest of the fantasy season. Has a chance to get back to the playoffs for DFS reasons, but that is it. Isaiah Likely, another great waiver wire pickup from the week. I like him a lot. I just think he's a good player.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think he's gonna do anything insane, like, he's gonna need a touchdown to have one of those 18-point games.
I don't know.
You think he goes 7 for 80?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think he has that potential.
With
Like I think
with
he's got league winner potential.
with Lamar being his quarterback.
Yes, he did it before. He's already done it. The last time,
I mean, I hope he does. I have like, I stored him, but
let me see. Let me find it. Let me find it. Let me
it's
find it.
definitely gonna be a great,
It was last
DFS,
year.
value play.
How do I get it? How do I get last year's? I can't get the games from last year on this. Oh, yes, I can. Cool. Where was he out? Where was he out? There we go. Um, with Mark Andrews out, we have a 6 for 77 and a tutty. Um, an 8 for 103, and then a few like okay games were like 3 for 40.
Okay, yeah. I
I,
mean,
I just think he's good.
yeah, yeah, he is good. No, I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about Lamar. Lamar has looked awful throwing the ball recently.
Yeah, but he's looked better than he did last year. I swear.
Dude, I just think he looks so bad throwing the ball. He has no touch.
No, but
He on all I swear all of his deep routes last week, he was just launching it out of bounds.
that's what he always.
Like, they just it was
He's
just
not accurate.
that's what Gino did last night. He was just every ball to DK down the sideline was just out of bounds.
So far this year, his pass grade, like if you, I have no idea how PFF grades these. Okay, so disclaimer, I don't know.
I already said I'm a field guy. Like,
Yeah. But I do know last year, like, he was terrible throwing the football because I drafted him in a few fantasy leagues, and I'm like, I'm never taking this guy again. It's so frustrating. Like, you'll have a wide open guy in the end zone,
he's gotta get his elbow up.
and he just sends it like into the fifth row.
Yeah, he dips his elbow and he just, like,
Quarterback
throws from
coach,
under the ball.
QB coach Joey Murray.
No, but I throw a ball for a living, and I know that if your hand is under the ball, it's gonna sail no matter what
Oh
you
my
do.
God, does he sail so many balls? Yeah. So his pass grade last year was 72.3, and this year is an 84.1. I'm not saying he's a great
I don't even
passer.
know what that means, so
Just like he's making more throws, missing less throws, like grading out at more like less turnover worthy
do you think
throws.
having more better weapons has something to do with that, though?
Um,
Zay Flowers, OBJ whenever he decides
I
to show
mean,
up.
it could it it can't hurt, I don't think, but the grade itself is like on his throws and stuff like it's more of that than it is like I think they do
Okay.
take it they
More
it's
analytical than, like,
it's
result
super
based.
analytical. Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
They do it off of big time throws, like
I
situations.
still think he's horrible at throwing the football, so
I don't think he's great, but I think he's been better this year than he has in the past. Last year, I swear to God, I saw him airmail so many touchdown passes, and I was ready to just throw my computer through the wall. But yeah, so Isaiah Likely though should be has a chance, in my opinion, to be a league winner at tight end. Moving on from Isaiah Likely, staying in Baltimore, Zay Flowers with a hip injury, missed practice Thursday, but returned Friday. So hopeful against the Chargers, which would be a great matchup for him. That defense or that secondary is just atrocious.
would you downgrade Likely if Flowers goes? Or do
No,
you think he helps
I
you?
mean I think it's the same. I think he literally just I'm not saying he's as talented as a guy as Mark Andrews, but he's not as good of a blocker, and he's literally known for receiving. So I don't think it
Yeah.
matters.
Alright.
Deontay Foreman with an ankle didn't practice Thursday. Uh, Khalil Herbert back from IR probably takes over that backfield pretty like I don't know,
Soon.
yeah, this week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like any of the, Bears running backs at this point. I don't think I don't think they're really playable right now. Obviously, Foreman got the touchdown last week, but his efficiency was Joe Mixon like.
Yeah,
Um, Same with Khalil Herbert.
he was worse.
Yeah, yeah, but more volume. And obviously Foreman got hurt and he's still banged up right now. But I just I think there's better options out there.
Yeah, they have a better running back in the backfield already,
Yeah.
Justin Fields,
Yeah. Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do actually. So I'd like whoever running back one is to take over as my dogs are going crazy. Who is home? Okay, whatever. I like whoever leads that backfield, like actually in the running back spot. No, they can't hear it. It actually does a pretty good job at muting it
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
so loud.
yeah, but the mics don't pick it up at all. Crazy. So whoever leads the backfield, I like as a flex to low end RB2 option, just because I think that they run the football
Yeah.
so much
And
that
yeah, I think if Foreman is out, I think Khalil Herbert, like, you could play him,
yeah,
but I think if Foreman's in there, I think they're gonna be split. I think he's earned the right to split time with, Herbert until Herbert shows that he earned it back, but
yeah,
I think Foreman's done a great job
I
aside from
agree.
last week.
I agree. All right, Marquise Brown with the heel, wide receiver Michael Wilson with the shoulder. Brown sat out Thursday, and Wilson has not practiced all week. A lot of question marks in the Cardinals wide receiver room. They actually have the best matchup as far as strength of schedule goes this week against the Rams. And I guess just I don't think either of those two play if they're not practicing yet.
Especially Wilson won't.
Yeah,
If he's not practicing, he doesn't have that veteran status.
yeah,
I think Marquise Brown does. Free agent deal, so he's gonna get a little bit more leeway.
traded for him.
Oh, he wasn't a free agent guy,
No, they
but still,
traded.
anyway, but still bigger name. I think he's kind of
At least he got a limited it on Wednesday.
yeah. So I think that shows that I think he will play,
Yeah, there's a chance.
but I mean he hasn't really been too productive.
As of now, probably 50-50. I like your Greg Dortch scoop.
Yeah,
Should be in line for a nice little receiving bump, as well as none other than top 10, top 5 tight end for the rest of the way, Trey McBride.
I think top five is a bit of a
I think
stretch.
he's at 5.
I think he's at 5 or right behind it.
I think he's at in my rankings. My rest of season NFL fantasy football rankings, Trey McBride's at 5. Okay, George Pickens with a shin injury, sat out Wednesday, returned to practice, limited on Thursday, should be good to go. Interesting to see the Pittsburgh offense this week. Hopefully, we can get a breakout.
Yeah, I don't think we do. I mean, apparently Pickens has been just crying behind the scenes a lot.
Has he?
Supposedly took like this is I didn't see this firsthand. This is just what I heard. Took all the Steelers stuff out of his bio, posted some shady stuff on his story about just like being fed up with Steelers and not being treated like a wide receiver one, even though
Oh,
he's clearly.
Pickens.
Oh yeah, sorry, who'd you say?
I thought you said Pickett.
Oh no. I think
I
he's
got you
being
now.
treated more than fairly based on how he's performed or lack thereof.
I got you now. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a diva, but he'll
He's
be,
always been that way.
yeah,
Steelers love drafting those guys.
he's talented,
Yeah,
but yeah, he's going to do that. It's just is what it is. And I mean, he's going to get the football. I don't know what type of offense the interim OC is going to run. I hopefully a little bit more downfield action than they have been. It's usually, I mean, Canada loves to throw the short screen to Deontay Johnson 88 times a game for 4 yards and not even 4 yards. I mean, there's no vertical game in the
I know.
Steelers offense.
Yeah, Pickett's like 38 for 44 for 150 yards.
It's absurd. I hate it. So thank God he's gone. T. Higgins with a hamstring looks to be back.
I don't know if he's a must start.
Yeah, question. I mean, they probably limit him.
And with Browning at quarterback,
Right.
I don't think you start him. If you don't have another like a legitimate option, I don't think you start like, if all the for instance, if all the Texans wide receivers are going, I don't think you start Noah Brown over him.
If all 3 go?
All 4. If he's the
Or
3,
oh, he is the
if
yeah, he's the
he's
3-4.
the 3, like,
I would want to, just because he's better.
yeah,
He's just a better player.
yeah.
In a good matchup, the Steelers actually struggle in the secondary. This is a great defensive front, though. Like, the front seven's awesome,
Yeah.
but, like, without Minka, that secondary is not great.
Yeah, I mean, you know the Steelers better than I do.
Yeah, they're not great because Joey Porter Jr. is starting to play more, the rookie from the rookie first round out of Penn State this year, and he's okay. Like, he's got potential, but he is nowhere where he needs to be, and, like, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase will cook him
Alright,
all day long
well, flip it.
for 60 minutes straight. Okay,
Well,
on
they're
to
gonna have the ball for 18 minutes during the game, so
that could be a problem. Yeah, so T. Higgins, onto the Chargers. They have Keenan Allen with a shoulder, Gerald Everett with a chest. Both limited on Wednesday. Allen with the full participation on Thursday. He will definitely play if that's the case. He did miss a few snaps last week. Doesn't look to be a problem this week. Quentin Johnson cannot catch a ball to save his life. Absolute stone hands. You know,
I've been telling you this for weeks now.
I am with you. I haven't disagreed once.
I'm gonna have to
What
go
do you
back.
mean? Go back. I have not disagreed. He can't even run routes on one side of the ball. Do you remember that?
I remember that one. That was news to me.
You know what was funny? It's so not funny, but it's kind of funny. I saw the clip of when he got drafted this year. And so he gets drafted and he stands up and he goes, "Shout out my mama, she can retire
Yeah,
now."
I saw that. Yeah.
And there's so many memes going around now, like after he dropped all those passes last week, where I was like, looks like his mama's frying burgers next year, like she can't retire yet.
Get back out there.
So they were putting it's so messed up. Like it was like SpongeBob frying burgers and all this stuff. And they threw his mom's face on SpongeBob.
Ah,
I mean, I was dying.
ha People got too much time on their
I
hands.
know. It was so funny though. Yeah, but he's not great, but he's getting increased usage because they don't have any other
Yeah,
choice. Like they have to force him into it. Puka with a shoulder injury, Cup with an ankle. You announced earlier, Cup is playing. I
yeah.
thought so.
That was breaking news per ESPN, but, by the time this comes out, it'll be common knowledge.
Yeah.
So
So,
2-2, no longer a start. He's he's gonna be in my
oh,
DraftKings,
that's right.
but it's a disclaimer, if Cup is in, don't play.
So he is playing. Puka fully practiced Thursday after sitting out or after limited on Wednesday. So both
He's been
guys,
like that all year, though. Like, it just
yeah, both guys good to go.
yeah.
Kyron Williams with a chance to get off of IR. Just quick rapid fire here. Justin Jefferson looks to be sitting out another week. DeAndre Swift and AJ Brown both questionable going into Saturday here, but have been limited in practice. Looks like they will be good. Derrick Henry limited in practice all week with an ankle. Should be good to go as well.
Yeah, I'm big on Derrick Henry this week,
Against who they have again? Carolina.
Carolina.
Super weak.
And just, like, if it's not a shootout, because if Titans are just in the game, they're gonna keep running the ball.
Yeah, Tennessee with the ninth best matchup for running backs. So top 10 matchup for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm thinking more of offense than offense.
Yeah.
Like, if they could just keep the ball, then I think Derrick will get, those extra touches.
All right. On to the start sits for this week. Joey, would you like to start us off?
Yeah, I think, the biggest one, I wouldn't say he's necessarily a sleeper, but Ramondre Stevenson. I
Yeah.
like his volume. He was kinda banged up going into the, last week. They had a bye week, extra week of rest for him, so he's got fresh legs, and he's going up against the Giants, just absolute dumpster fire still. I'm
Yeah.
not fully buying Tommy DeVito yet. Got to see him do it a couple weeks in a row. Love to see it against the Patriots. I think that going against the Bill Belichick defense, I think it's a good test for him.
hmm
See what he's actually got. So yeah, I got Stevenson. I think he's a must start this week.
I like it. I like Stevenson. He's starting to get going, it looks like. Like early on, he wasn't efficient. Last year he was just a great runner on top of
And
getting the
caught
volume.
passes.
Yeah. And he's still catching
Yeah,
passes. The only reason he's had a decent floor, like he hasn't scored a lot of touchdowns. I like Stevenson. I think he's starting to come into his own here. Um, my guy, if he gets activated off of IR, and I'll give you a guy if he does not, Kyron Williams with the best matchup of the week against the poor Arizona Cardinals front seven. They are the best matchup for running backs this week, and McVay has a way with running backs, and if Kyron comes back and dominates the backfield the way that he had before the injury, I think a big day is coming.
Yeah, absolutely. The only thing that worries me, and we had a comment on one of our TikTok videos about if should sit Keaton Mitchell or Kyron Williams. And for me, I think it obviously depends on your situation for your fantasy team. But if I just don't know if you can start Kyron without any indication on McVay of how he's feeling, potential workload, like coming off of a high ankle sprain. That's a tough one to come back from. So I worry that if he's not 100%, they're going to ease him back in, give him like a 40% snap share.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely an ease-in period. I think 40 is a little
No, no, no.
low.
I'm just saying, like we don't know how healthy he is. I don't think there's been much word on how
Yeah,
he's been doing. So that's the only reason that I'd love him as a play
yeah.
going forward for sure. Because
I
obviously
lo
before he got hurt, he was top 5 running back.
Yeah, he was.
Um, I just the workload question mark is a big uh, worrisome
Right.
thing for me.
No, I get it. I think that that's definitely a possibility, but I think I mean, against that poor defense, like, they're terrible.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
just think, like, he even just finds a way to get in the end zone, drops you 14 to 15 pretty casually, and he's just a good start coming back.
Yeah, yeah. I think you definitely start him unless like it's like, oh, I got like James Conner, Rashad White, and James Cook. It's like, all right, well, maybe I'll just hang on 1 week.
That's actually one of my sits this week,
Who?
James Cook.
He is one of my um I don't know, man. I think he's gonna keep getting more and more volume.
I hope.
He's just been running so well. And we've mentioned it on
They're playing the Eagles.
yeah,
It's a Josh Allen game.
I can see that.
This is where he proves he's elite again.
Yeah. Like I said, he is an elite quarterback. He's just not playing that this year
Well,
overall.
yeah, I got him in the elite category.
Yeah, I'm aware.
So,
All right, we don't have to go through this
no,
again.
we're not going to. So, Josh Allen or James Cook is one of my sits. It's just a tough matchup.
Did you say Josh Allen's in?
James Cook.
Oh, okay.
My
Sorry,
bad.
sorry.
I definitely said Josh Allen
Okay,
though.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. James Cook is one of my sits of the week. I'll get off the running back position after this, but I just wanted to add it in. It just like the Eagles defense is just
Jalen
outstanding.
Carter's so good.
Great. And that they have Fletcher Cox still, Hassan Reddick. Who's the other linebacker they have from Georgia too that's great up the middle linebacker? Gosh, I can't remember his name. But anyways, it's a great defensive front. And Buffalo doesn't run the ball exactly well. James Cook is a very good runner. I just think that they're going to struggle with it, and I think they put the ball into Josh Allen's hands, say, "Here, go win us a ball game."
Yeah,
That's
could
my
very well
thought.
happen.
Yeah. Who do you got?
Um, if Deontay Foreman ends up sitting, I think Khalil Herbert is still a must start. Just get
Hmm.
volume based.
Yeah, I like it.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm obviously the talent's there. He's got a week under his belt, back even more healthy.
Right.
Um, and if he shows that he can run the way he did before he got hurt, then he's a must start again.
Yeah.
He's just an electric runner.
No, I agree. Like Herbert.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's good. I just if he's healthy.
if he's healthy and if he gets the backfield to him, not to himself, but just not splitting carries.
Right. All right. So I have a sit of the week at the quarterback position. He's a guy who has been a top 10 quarterback on the season. And it's really, oh no, wait, this doesn't work because it's going to be out already. I was going to have Tua on there. Well, that doesn't work. Okay, let me see here. Let me see here. I'm going to adjust on the fly here and go.
I got to start.
Okay,
Must start Jordan Addison. Given that
who do they have this week?
Chicago on Monday.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So and some of the best advice I was ever told, getting into fantasy football a couple years ago, is you're in between two guys playing, always pick the guy that's playing on prime time, no matter what. Don't even think about it. If
Just
it's a
rip
toss
it.
up, rip it on prime time because there's nothing worse than seeing your guy go off and there's no other game that you can watch.
Yeah,
So
I
Jordan
like it.
Addison, that was the tiebreaker for me. Obviously, he's had a great year so far. PJ Hawkinson is also limited right now
Yeah,
with a rib injury, I believe.
he'll be playing.
Yeah, yeah, he'll be playing, but I mean, we don't know how much that's going to affect anything, or it
Right.
might not affect it at all. But um, yeah, with Justin Jefferson still out, hammer Jordan Addison.
I like it. I like it. All right. I'll give you another sit. I'll be the sit guy this week. How
Yes.
about that?
I'm
So
too optimistic, man.
yeah, just love everybody.
I never do unders because 'cause they're just
ELE.
not fun.
Yeah. Can't do unders.
Unders are for downers.
Yeah, but we got to give the people some sits. My sit of the week. You're gonna hate it. Calvin Ridley. It's a tough matchup.
Even with even if Zay Jones goes?
I mean, that just does not correlate in my head.
No, it doesn't correlate in anybody's head, but
No, he's gonna play. Zay Jones is not even on the.
trust the numbers,
Yeah,
Dev.
right. I know. Well, here's why I'm trusting the numbers. Jacksonville in a tough matchup. Derek Stingley Jr. is starting to play better. He is the outside guy there. I think he follows Ridley around, and it's just a tough matchup. And I think Ridley is not consistent enough for me to say you have to start him here. Like you're probably going to play him because he's Calvin Ridley. He's got the name. He just went off, and he had the Zay Jones stats to back it up. Now
You can't sit him after he just put up 30 with 2 tutties. You can't sit him.
that's my sit. I'm just.
He's on my team, I'm starting him. I'm pumped about it.
I've seen your team. You don't have a choice.
Really, because I'm in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I
I've
know.
had 7 IRs and I'm still in the playoffs.
How many points have you scored?
More than the other teams.
Well, there you go. Only the other teams that you played against.
I'm GMing like no other right now.
DMing the crap
I'm
out of it.
still waiting to see if, Josh Palmer's coming back this year.
There is no way he comes back.
As of yesterday, there's still no word on it. Yeah, still nothing. So,
Really?
yeah, I mean, he's on IR, so they don't really have to say anything.
I guess that's true.
It's just like, yeah, well, he's gonna
Well,
be.
that's probably not good news then.
No, it's not. He's
I
got
think
one,
no news
two,
on the
three.
IR category is bad news usually.
He's only got 2 more weeks on the
Hey,
IR until
uh,
he can
the
be
mic,
activated.
buddy.
Sorry.
Yep.
Only 2 more weeks, I think, if I counted right on the IR, if he can be activated, as soon as he's eligible, but doesn't seem that way.
Okay. Okay. I'll give you one guy, one more person. I like David Njoku this week as a start at the tight end spot. The Browns have the Broncos, and the linebackers there are just atrocious. They can't cover anything.
I mean, their defense overall has been playing a lot
Yeah,
better. Their team in general has
no,
been
the secondary is great. You have Jesse Bates and you have Patrick Surtain. Like those two are lights out, but
yeah,
that's why the tight end spot kind of gets exploited
yeah,
there.
yeah,
So
for sure.
I like
Yeah,
Njoku.
I think people look too much at that Dolphins game earlier in the year. They look too much at that 0-3 record to start the
Hmm.
season. That they're a completely different team. So boring to watch.
Terrible.
Absolutely just snooze fest.
Hmm.
But they're playing a lot better on offense and defense. Russell Wilson's protected the ball, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's only got like 4 picks on the season,
Yeah,
if that.
probably all in the first couple games.
Yeah. Let me see. Wrong team. Denver. Russell Wilson with one, two, three, 4 picks and like 20 something touchdowns. I mean, the yardage
That's
isn't there.
still not very good.
That's good.
Actually, that is
No,
pretty
it's
good.
good.
All to Courtland Sutton.
Pretty much. About half. I think he's got 9 touchdowns.
And, I think Jaleel McLaughlin or however
Dude,
you
he
say
had a
it.
good stretch
He
when
Yeah,
Javante
but
was
they were
out.
all receiving touchdowns too.
Yeah.
They're little slip outs the backfield.
That's all he does.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'll actually give one more sit, and that'll wrap it up,
yeah.
unless you got any more.
No,
Okay, I'm gonna stick with the Browns here, and just gonna speak on to the strength of Patrick Surtain and the lack of connection with the new quarterback in Cleveland.
I know who
Sit,
you're gonna say.
yeah, sit Amari Cooper. Like
Yeah.
he is 30 yard. He had 30 yards last week, a little over 30 yards with DTR for the first game, and it's a Surtain. Yeah, like Surtain's gonna shadow, and Surtain will shut down Amari Cooper. He is one of the best corners in football.
So do you like Elijah more then?
I
More?
He's in the slot. I wouldn't rather. It's tough.
Who's on the opposite side of, Amari Cooper?
Um,
Peoples Jones?
no, he's in Detroit.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
who is? I thought
I thought it
Eli.
was Elijah
I'm
Moore.
pretty sure Elijah's the slot guy. Marquise Goodwin's out. I don't know. I guess those are really it. Cedric Tillman plays on the outside. David Bell plays.
Just playing Njoku.
I like Njoku. I don't hate Elijah. Like it's sad. I wouldn't rather play Elijah Moore. Like I'd still play Cooper over him as a result.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just sit Cleveland Browns receivers.
Yeah, this week, for
Yeah,
sure.
right.
Yeah. And, I mean, honestly, if DTR looks good, like,
But it looks like he has the better. I mean, if you're just going off last week, he has the better connection with Elijah Moore.
yeah.
and Elijah Moore is younger and more explosive, but Amari Cooper is just a good receiver. But I'm still on the sit train. I don't like the matchup at all, but I like it up the middle, exploit it with Njoku. All right, that's going to do it for darts hits of the week. On to where we make some more money week by week. DFS tournaments, cash games, whatever it is, we got you covered. Joey is going to start us off here. He is the man for the job.
Yeah. So, when it comes to these rankings, we're taking into account overall talent, matchup, and one of the biggest things is value
Big
for the
value.
cost.
Yep.
Um, so number one, I think you just got to ride the hot hand, CJ Stroud.
Yeah. What's he at? I'm pulling that up right now.
I don't have the prices with me right now.
Okay. I'm going to do that really quick.
All right.
Are these all Sunday main slate?
Yep.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, we only do Sunday main slates because we're adults, and that's what adults do.
All right. CJ Stroud, the fourth most expensive, 7,700 in a matchup against Jacksonville.
And we say fourth expensive, most expensive, but for it's really not that bad. I think there's a drop off after Hurts and Hurts, Mahomes, and Allen. Correct?
He is 400 cheaper than Allen.
Yeah.
And then there's a big drop off to
Yeah.
Kyler to 6,900 from 7,700
Yep.
on Stroud.
Yeah. Yeah. Quarterbacks are a little thin on the Sunday slate, so
Hmm.
not a whole lot of.
It's very thin. There's a lot of cheap guys. Actually, okay. I think you're going to touch on this guy, so I'm going to let you go real quick.
Okay. Second is Josh Allen.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm worried about the picks with Darius Slay in that secondary, but I think he just has a Josh Allen game.
How do they not make that a primetime game?
When are they playing for?
I don't. I don't know, but they're like one of the those like
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah, yeah. It doesn't make
it's
any sense.
literally plugged in.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's all right. Now you guys don't have to look at Josh. Um, Number three, this one's a bit of a value play for me. Obviously, he's still one of the more expensive guys, but Lawrence.
D-Law at 6,400
Yeah, I think just he looked better last game. Zay Jones is back.
ran the ball.
I think he ran the ball a lot. Two
Hmm.
rushing touchdowns. I think he
Yeah.
put up over 30 points.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I think you kind of keep riding it. They're playing Houston, so it's going to be a shootout.
Hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, I do like the Texans defense a little bit.
I do too. They're turning it on.
And they're also the cheapest defense in DFS plays. Obviously, we'll get to that in a little bit. Number four, Jalen Hurts. I think push, ceiling of touchdowns is just so high. Like he's going to get a rushing touchdown, maybe two.
Hmm.
Hopefully, get a passing touchdown to AJ Brown. Um, so there's your 16 points right there.
Yep.
Get a couple passing yards. There's your 20.
Yep.
Number five, Kyler. I think
I
exceed
like that one a lot.
he's exceeded expectations so far this year, especially running the ball. Passing the ball, he's looked fine. Obviously, that arm action that goes around the world. Um,
You hate it.
I hate it so much.
I know.
It's I don't even know how he throws a football like that. Anyway, but hey, he's $300 million man. I'm unemployed.
You're
So
doing
what?
something
So what
right.
do I know? Yeah, I think he's pretty cheap. I think it was 5,900,
69.
6,900. Okay, still one of the
Fifth most expensive,
yeah,
but
but
way cheaper than the 8,000 Allen Mahomes Hurts guys.
and when you hear who's at the bottom of this list, you're gonna realize that there's not really
No, it's not
many
a great
many
list.
great quarterbacks available.
There's one that's cheap that I like.
All right.
You mentioned it earlier.
I think he's at number 9 on my list.
Okay.
Number 6, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Obviously, you wanna put him higher, but
I like him higher in this matchup.
yeah, it's just tough after what we saw last week
No,
with the
I
brick
agree.
hands in that offense.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
I agree. I am with you there. It's just it's the matchup is so like it couldn't be any sweeter.
yeah,
Like this is the game that if Mahomes doesn't go and drop 25 on the Raiders domes, that you're like, he's maybe not a top three fantasy quarterback right now.
yeah,
Fantasy, he's still the best quarterback,
yeah,
but
yeah,
fantasy wise,
yeah.
he
His
could.
his pocket awareness is just so stupid.
He's unbelievable.
Like, I just every time I watch him, it's just like, how did you know?
I don't know.
And how did you know the exact place to bounce to while keeping your eyes
I
downfield?
don't know. It's insane.
It's so
And then
ridiculous.
he's just going to throw one on the run on a dime.
Yeah, and then he's gonna drop it.
It is. Yeah.
I
Hey,
do. Off topic, but I based on the body language I saw from Travis Kelce in last week, I do expect a big bounce back game from him.
I hope
He was
so.
so frustrated with himself, and I think he really kind of takes that personally, and
He
because
definitely
he's a
does.
competitor at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Well, that's why he's good.
Um,
I wanna say one thing.
yeah, go for it.
Mahomes still doesn't has not blamed his receivers one time this
Which
whole
is,
year.
it's I can't imagine how when he gets home, when him and Brittany are sitting there, he's probably got nothing but bad things to say about them, and that's probably his outlet.
Yep.
But
I mean, I wouldn't enjoy my time with Brittany though either. That seems
she's
miserable.
she seems better than she has in the past.
Yeah, because she got hammered so hard early on.
Yeah, and now she's besties with T Swift.
Yeah, yeah, she tries to be probably.
It seems like they actually are.
Really?
Yeah, Sid keeps me updated on all that stuff.
That's good. That
Um,
that's what wives are for.
she Sid was like, "Oh, I'm super excited for the was it
The
Monday or
the
Sunday when they
family
play?"
reunion game on
Yeah,
Monday.
and then he was like, "Yeah, like whatever," and all these people are gonna be there. I was like, "Okay, cool." And then Taylor Swift had a concert postponed, and Sid went from being super excited to watch the game to not watching the game
Didn't
at all.
watch it at all.
She's not even a Taylor Swift fan. It's the funniest thing. It's the relationship that
Yeah,
she's pumped on, which I mean, whatever. Like it's something to talk about.
it's literally, America's sweetheart and, like, the football player.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. The football. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Number 7, Baker Mayfield.
Baker
I like his
Mayfield.
matchup. I think they're gonna be able to stretch the ball. I think that's the biggest thing with that offense. If they can get the ball to Mike Evans, and obviously Chris Godwin's more of that intermediate type guy, but
Mhm.
they can stretch the field, open up the running game for Rashad White, or at least just that little screen game that they love to do with him, which I'm
Yep.
all for.
I know you are.
Um,
That's why we said go and get Rashad a couple weeks ago.
yeah, yeah, you'll hear about him soon, actually. Um, Number 8, David Carr.
Okay.
We're kind
Derek Carr.
we're, oh, I said his
You
brother.
bringing his brother back?
No, his brother just still has PTSD from all the hits he took. Derek Carr, sorry. Um, this is kind of where that drop off is. I had to make 10. These last 3, I don't really suggest. But if you're really looking for a cheap guy,
One of them I'm gonna suggest.
Russell Wilson.
Nope.
Oh, I and my last one's Browning because of his rushing ability.
Bro, we talked about this earlier.
Gardner Minshew. I took him out for Russell Wilson.
I mean, that's fine. I like Minshew. He's my honorable mention.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, like I
I
said,
l
he's my 11.
I like him because he's 5,100 and you can stack him with both Pittman and Downs.
How healthy is Downs?
He
I know
has
he.
not been listed on the injury report,
I know, but
and I am ready to see
I
that
mean,
boy go.
I'm pumped.
I'm playing him this week. I don't have a
He's
choice.
on my bench.
I have to.
Yeah, he's
I'm
on.
in double flex. I
Mm.
have Jetta's on the IR still. I have Kenneth Walker out. Who else do I have? I have one other guy out. I can't remember off the top of my head. So I'm pretty beat up right now. And I don't I'm okay playing with him. Like I
Yeah,
feel comfortable he's gonna get me 12.
yeah. I I my whole wide receiver 3 flex option is just kind of a nightmare because everybody's around that 11 to 13 projection points,
Mhm.
and so it's like I got Demario Douglas, Josh Downs, James Cook.
Yeah.
So it's just
Just
I just
right in the
honestly I
average.
love watching James Cook play, and I love the fact that I have James Cook and Kincaid
Mhm.
on, and so like
The 2 guys
there's
that
just
do stuff right now.
yeah, makes it fun to watch. But all right, on to running backs.
Yeah, let's get it.
Number 1, already mentioned him, Rashad White.
Shad White. Let me get it by salary here. Oh, he's pretty I mean,
Yeah.
one of the cheaper.
Mhm.
Well, mid-range, $6,100. And I mean, it's an okay matchup.
Yeah.
Like it's not a bad matchup.
What was it again?
6,100
No, 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 the matchup.
Colts.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Actually,
Not a good defense.
a top 8 matchup.
Yeah, I was about to say like that's not, yeah. And especially their secondary.
Well,
So
the
and
secondary is the worst.
yeah, so that's my point of putting Rashad White up there as well as because I think Baker's gonna be able to stretch the field a little bit and open up the
The Baker Mike Evans stack.
big on that. Number 2, Warren. He's just been so incredible when he gets legitimate volume.
He is over the past 3, 4 weeks where he's starting to see decent amount of play time. Did you see this stat?
Yeah, the broken tackles are amazing.
Over 50% broken tackle rate.
Yeah.
The next highest is our boy CMC with 25%, which is insane. Like a quarter of the tackles he's breaking. This guy's breaking 2 out of 4.
Yeah. So don't overthink it.
1 out of 2, I
play
guess.
him.
I don't know why I did straight to 2 out of 4. Math.
Hey, you're the math guy. Number 3, DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
He just looked so good.
He is a beast.
Kind of expensive. Number 4, I think he's gonna get right back on track. Derrick Henry.
Derrick
Great
Henry,
matchup, like we talked about earlier. Two horrible offenses, so they're gonna be able to run the ball. It's not gonna be a blowout on either side. So they're just gonna keep giving the ball, hopefully, as long as his ankle's good.
winter is coming.
Yeah, and he's also my favorite player. I'm gonna be wearing the Derrick Henry jersey on Sunday.
Do
Super pumped.
you know these stats, right? Like, when it hits winter, like, his yards per carry
Yeah, dude. Imagine you're playing middle linebacker and you see Derrick Henry coming through the hole, and
is 20 degrees outside.
no. It's first first game of the year. You're feeling fresh, and then imagine it being 20 degrees outside. It goes from horrible to just downright awful.
Yeah, so, winter's coming.
I know.
Derrick Henry. I
Um,
still am not, like, he's not a trade guy, but I get it
well,
for
the trade deadline's
DFS. This is the last week.
over. Number 5, ETN. Uh,
It's coming.
it should be coming.
Yeah.
Number 6, I wasn't sure about this guy, and I'm still not sure about him now that I'm looking at it again. Saquon Barkley, just with how that offense moved the ball last week, he got 30 points. Obviously, he's more of a receiver right now, and they can't run the ball, but
Second most expensive on the slate.
he's still Saquon Barkley.
The talent is undeniable.
Like, he's the only player on the team.
It's undeniable. It's so hard to spend up on him with the offense being so bad
Yeah.
is but the like I said,
For leagues that, for, like, small leagues, he's gonna have low ownership.
yeah, he probably does at 7,300. I would
Yeah.
assume
Um, Number 7, Pacheco. You just gotta love how he runs the ball. Um,
6,200.
yeah, I think that offense has a little bit of a bounce back. Obviously, it was raining last week. Definitely has something to do with it.
So Pacheco at 62, I just want to ask you this reasoning.
Mhm.
Joe Mixon, $100 more if you could afford it. Would you rather have Joe Mixon?
I didn't know what to do with Mixon. Honestly, he's not on my list because him and the last guy I was up in the air on, and I kinda mentioned him a little bit, but when it comes to DFS, I'm a little bit more cautious because if you're gonna try to win money, you need everybody to kind of be productive.
Right,
You can't afford to have that 3 point guy.
right.
Um, and I think that's a legitimate chance. Obviously, I said his floor is 8, but I mean, obviously you can go lower than that. It just Jake Browning can move the ball. I like Mixon,
Hmm.
but there's a legitimate chance that it's 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out all game long.
Yeah, especially against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So
Right.
I just keep thinking, all right, so Mike Tomlin, obviously probably a Hall of Fame coach by the end of his career. He's got TJ Watt, and who's the dude on the other side of him playing on the other side of the ball? He's almost like is Hayward?
Oh, Hayward's in the middle.
Who's the other guy on the other side?
Uh, it it rotates.
Oh, I thought it was the never mind. But anyway, I just envision them just wreaking
Or
havoc.
Highsmith? Is it Highsmith?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I just imagine them just wreaking havoc on Jake Brown and getting pressure on him. Pressure the rookie quarterback, make him make those early throws,
Yeah.
make the decision. So,
Yeah, it usually bodes well towards the Steelers.
yeah. Um,
Let's get one more here.
all right. I got Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
Um,
I like it. Against New Orleans.
Obviously tough defense. Number 9, Ramondre Stevenson, like we talked about.
I was wondering where that was.
And then 10, the guy I took Mixon out for due to the quarterback situation, James Cook.
Okay.
With just without he's running the ball. Obviously, I know Philly's great to stop the run, but
Yeah.
I think the Bills are one of those outlier teams where like
They can
it
just do whatever on
it's
offense.
just like a weird. It's not. It's they look like a college offense, like it's style wise,
Yeah.
like just
No, I get
electric
it.
plays. All right. On to wide receivers.
Yeah, on a wide receivers. I will have one question on the running back side.
Yep.
Okay, just one last guy. Where is it? I
Kamara.
lost it. No, Kamara at 84, I
He's
wouldn't
too
pay up
expensive.
on. Yeah, he is 1,100 more than Saquon.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worth that.
No, that's why he's not on my list.
Yeah, I agree. I think
He'll still put up 16 points, but just you're giving up an arm and a leg for a guy that is not going to give you that 25.
Right. What do you think? So James Conner at 5,900, I thought was pretty enticing.
So I've been watching him a lot just because he's on my fantasy team, and it just he looks good running the ball. Kyler just never looks his way on checkdowns.
Yeah.
He's always looking down the field. So James Cook has great hands. He just doesn't get the ball.
I mean Connor
Who did I say? Oh, I said
Cook.
James Cook. Yeah,
Yeah.
Connor. But if Marquise Brown, Michael Wilson are out, then
You go
maybe
to the
that
chair.
ticks up with James Conner.
Yeah. I get it. All right. Let's do wide receivers.
All right, number one. This is one of my I love this matchup right now.
Okay.
Tank Dell.
Number one, Tank Dell at 6,900. So that's your stack. Number
Yeah,
one and number one.
that's my stack. Um, not saying you're going to see it on Sunday. Haven't decided
Maybe.
yet. Haven't decided. Um, but yeah, you just they're
He's a
just
budding star.
yeah, they're just too good. They're best friends.
They are. That's the reason they picked him.
Yeah,
He told them to pick Tank Dell.
yeah. Um, number two, Mike Evans, like we talked about. I think they're going to be able to stretch the field on that horrible Indianapolis secondary.
7,400.
So I think a Mike Evans 28-point game is on the rise.
Yeah.
Number three, because of the value,
Okay.
and this has probably never been said about this guy before. Devontae Adams.
I knew it was going to be Devontae Adams. I knew it. I've been playing him.
Yeah, you have to. It,
The value's been there.
it has, and he had those down weeks to bring that money down. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. I played him the last 2 weeks.
Number four,
$7,800, by the way, for
yeah,
Devontae.
yeah, which is so cheap for him.
For him,
Number four, AJ Brown.
the most expensive.
Yeah, but
I don't think it matters.
it doesn't matter.
Down week last week. I am calling it a fluke. 9,000 is super pricey is the only thing. It's tough to fit around that. But you look at his numbers, it has been worth it every single week.
Number five, and this is if his partner in crime plays, Calvin Ridley.
Ooh, we have some counters. I'm not huge on it, but I get it.
I know, but I'm just going based off the numbers
With
and
Zay Jones. No, you're basing it off of numbers with the other wide receiver in the game.
um yeah, I mean you can't not put him up in the top 10 after he put up 30 points last week.
I get it.
2 touchdowns. He looked great.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he's like last week he was under $6,000, and I played him in DFS,
We
and it's
both
just,
did.
did you play him too?
Yeah.
It felt too like the upside at that price again. So the upside at this price is really good,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I I expect ownership to be a little bit higher after last week because he still is cheap. So in tournaments, he could be a decent fade, but in general, he's a good play.
Yeah, if he was a general Calvin Ridley price, I wouldn't have him up there.
Yeah,
But
6,000's cheap.
number 6, big value guy, Demario Douglas.
I like it a lot.
He looks good.
I mean, he's the one there. $4,400 projected a little over 11 points, but I think definitely could go more for that, more than that.
Number 7, like we talked about, Shaheed.
Yeah, I like it too.
8,
What's he at? Rashid Shaheed even cheaper at
yeah,
4,300. Oh, that is a chalky play for those tournament guys,
yeah.
but potential at 4,300.
It's gonna be a fun DraftKings week for
Yeah,
us.
there's a lot of good options.
Number 8, I got Puka. I mean, I think
Over Cup,
yeah,
$400 difference.
yeah. I just until oh, it's only $400.
8,000 for Cup, 76 for Puka.
Yeah, 8,000 for Cup for he hasn't done anything in 3 weeks. He's obviously not 100%.
Yeah,
And I think Puka
this
kind
would
of
be
knocked
the game.
the rust off with Matthew Stafford. So
This would be the game. I mean, this would have. They're playing Arizona. Like, if there's a game to do it, man, hopefully it's soon.
yeah. 9 out of respect for the talent of this guy. Obviously not great stuff out of the media right now. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, 8,800 second most expensive.
Yep. Don't love the play, but
Darius Big Play Slayer is going to shadow him.
yeah,
He is. That's what he does.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Talent.
mean,
He's just so
they're
talented.
gonna. I like I said, and you said too. It's a Josh Allen field game. Like feels like it's you're gonna go win us this ball game,
Yeah,
and if that's the case, Stephon Diggs is gonna drop 25.
yeah. completely agree. Let me and I had Puka, um,
I
or
want to
not
talk
not so
about this. This isn't
alright, yeah, go ahead.
DFS, but I think this is like a fun little debate.
Yep.
Stephon Diggs recently becoming some sort of a diva. Okay.
Recently?
Well, you know what I mean. And the thing is, like, he was good in Minnesota. Don't get me wrong. He was good. He wasn't great. Like, he wasn't considered an elite talent in Minnesota. And Josh Allen wasn't great either. And he wasn't considered elite until Stephon Diggs got to Buffalo. And everybody goes on the side like, oh, like everybody pretends that Diggs was the man. Like he was one of the top three guys like he is right
He
now.
was.
No, he
In
wasn't.
Minnesota?
No. He was good. He was better than Josh Allen was originally, but he wasn't elite like he is right now in
Okay.
Minnesota, and people forget that. So why there's so much hate on, like, Josh Allen or whatever if it's hate on Josh Allen making Diggs worse or whatever it is, like, Diggs got better because of Josh Allen, and Josh Allen got better because of Diggs. They're like, everybody forgets the mutual thing, I think.
Yeah,
Like, getting a 1 for a quarterback is so much value.
absolutely.
And Buffalo did the right thing. They went and got Diggs. He is a glorified one like they thought he was, but he was not elite in the way he currently has been the past 3 or 4 years that he's been
Yeah,
with Josh Allen.
yeah.
But he was good. So don't discredit the fact that like Josh Allen made Diggs better too. Like
They both made each other better.
right. So if Diggs wants to complain, like don't forget that like this guy made you elite.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. I just had to get it out.
Alright, so for number 10, I had Atwell if Cup is out. He is now out. Placing him is Josh Downs. Obviously, I
Ah,
like Michael Pittman,
yeah, must play.
but Josh Downs is cheaper.
Yeah, I'll get that to you here real quick.
I mean, that's alright, we can just move on to tight ends if you want.
Downs 4,800,
Oh, yeah, go get him.
and then Pittman
Pittman's up there.
68. I like them both. I really do. I think they're both plays.
Yeah. Tight ends, this one's a little bit kinda fun. Number 1, I think 2nd week in a row for me, Kincaid.
5,300.
Number 2 for the 2nd straight week, your boy,
Trey
yep,
McBride,
Trey McBride. I'm gonna flip these,
47. That's a steal.
I'm gonna flip these just because just based on how like, what we were talking about. Number 3, I got Travis Kelce,
Yeah, I mean, if you can afford him in,
which y yeah,
8,200.
yeah, he's expensive.
The next closest is Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, and who he had only so I know you like Schultz, but, only 3 targets last week at 2 catches.
I think I think he's okay. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
love
he's a good tight
Schultz.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
wouldn't put him my love for Kincaid and Trey McBride are definitely
yeah,
higher.
yeah. So the guy I just flipped him with, and this is strictly a value play for Freiermuth.
Yeah. 20 I think you said he was 2,500,
I
2,900. It's
2,900.
up 3,000.
Yeah. So that allows you to go get an AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Obviously with Freiermuth to be valuable, he needs a touchdown.
Yep.
Um,
That's with most tight ends. Like,
yeah,
I like punt tight end play.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm a big
I'm
fan. I
for
do it
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
Number 5, Njoku.
Mm. Great play.
Number 6, just with the how much of a red zone threat he is in the end zone, Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Just how that offense is moving.
Yeah. I agree.
Obviously, I don't like his volume right now with Tank Dell, Nico Collins,
I
Robert Woods, and possibly Noah Brown back.
mhm.
But
I think he has the potential to blur like, this is the guy that he is. He is a break the slate kinda guy, or he's gonna lay the dud.
yep,
Like, he is gonna go drop you 25 or he's gonna go drop you 4.
yeah, yeah.
If
He's not gonna be a 6 catches for 45 yards.
No, he is absolutely not. So, if you are a tournament player, a guy that likes to play in for the big money top prizes, potential play in Dalton Schultz for you cash game where you just win 50-50 money back, probably not your best play.
So number 7, Otten. I just once again that
You love him.
yeah. Well, I love him because Baker loves him.
I don't think he likes him that much.
I think he likes him. I think he trusts him. He trusts him
Does he?
on yeah on third downs. He's consistently going to him.
What are his numbers?
I don't have him off the top of my head. I mean he's I'd say he's a glorified Dalton Schultz.
On a good day. All right, let's see. I have to know. Sorry. Kate Otten, 29% rostering, 8.93, 23, 8, 9, 3 games with 10 plus points.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's not really many options right now with, and I think that offense is gonna be able to actually score points, so
Yeah, potential. Potential.
Number 8, Taysom Hill, obviously, he had a down game last week, um,
But
but
Mi-
past couple games, he's been doing well.
Michael Thomas,
Michael Thomas is out. Obviously, it's not really gonna fill in for Michael Thomas, but
one less player.
one less player to steal targets or rushes. Uh, 9, Jonnu Smith,
Hmm.
just so ridiculous how they're using him instead of Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts is $600 more. That's a pretty significant difference. And I would, I mean,
For a tight end, it's a significant difference.
yeah,
Um, Number 10, Michael Mayer.
just another Punski.
Yeah, but he looks good, and there's just those random games where he just becomes one of the guys in the
Hmm.
offense, and other games where he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Like I said, he's my number 10 tight end for the
not
season
right.
out of
On a
13 games or
thin,
10 games.
thin category to
Yeah,
begin with. If you wanted to punt, I'll throw you some punts real quick. Darnell Washington has still been playing at 2,500. I don't love it. It's one of the worst punts, but he has a punt.
go Freiermuth instead.
Yeah, for 400 more. Uh, where I also like, I don't mind. I don't think Hayden Hurst is going to play, so I don't mind Tommy Tremble in Carolina. He seems a way to find in the end zone against a poor Tennessee defense. Could also look Irv Smith's way if Jake Browning relies on the tight end a little bit. These are punts, remember, so not guys that are like, oh, go get these guys.
You want to move on to defenses?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, number 1, without a doubt, Steelers.
Yeah, second
Absolutely.
most expensive.
Yeah, but and I'm usually a get the cheapest defense that you like,
Yeah.
but when it comes to this situation, like,
I mean, I think so. We'll use Thanksgiving for example. We played the full slate in our little league that we do every week, and the two of us picked the Cowboys because they were the most expensive defense, but in matchups sometimes it's just worth it.
yeah, and it was.
Yeah,
After that it borderline until that pick 6, and then
right,
it definitely
right.
made it worth it. Did you win that?
Yeah, dominated.
Yeah, I did horrible.
I got really. I mean, I picked one bad guy and it was Charbonnet, and that was my worst pick. I it was just
I didn't hit on mine.
yeah.
Number 2, I have the Saints.
The third most expensive against Atlanta, 3,600.
Desmond Ritter's playing again.
Okay,
King turnover.
yeah.
Number 3 are the Chiefs. They're just a set it and forget it defense for me at this point.
What do they? Oh, they have Vegas. Yeah, 3,100 top, like one of the top 10 most expensive, but like 31's
They were
getting into.
flying around on defense, when they were playing the Eagles last week.
L'Jarius Sneed is one of the best corners in football, and he shadows. So, something to watch for Devontae owners. I mean, Devontae is just as good as anybody as well. Did you see his stat? It was insane. So, L'Jarius Sneed has shadowed all the ones for the past 8 weeks
Wow.
and has shut everybody down besides one guy. And this guy isn't even really a one. He's not a one. He's good. He's talented. You're
I
never gonna guess it.
No, because I don't know the last 8 weeks.
Right. So they played the Chargers, and Josh Palmer cooked L'Jarius Sneed.
Josh Palmer's nasty.
He is good.
He's very good
Like
hands too.
this guy shut down AJ Brown to one catch for 8 yards last week, and he's like Jamar Chase. Or I don't think they played whatever, but all the ones, like every single one, he shadowed for the past 8 weeks, and like nobody has got more than 3 or 4 catches on him besides Josh Palmer. So I like it.
All right. Number 4, cheapest defense. Been playing great defense recently though. The Texans
Hmm.
against the Jaguars. That's kind of spotty offense at this point.
Yeah, you just don't know what Trevor you're going to get. Looks
Yeah,
like he could turn a corner here, but
he
I
loves
mean
turnovers too.
that's true. He does.
Um, Number 5, I have the Eagles against Josh Allen. Josh Allen also king turnover.
Hmm. One
Um,
of the cheaper defenses as
One of the
well.
cheaper defenses. Obviously, they could just uh, put up -4 points,
Hmm.
but like their upside. Number 6, I have the Giants.
Yeah, I like that one.
Uh,
30.
s-
They're still a little expensive though.
yeah, 7, I have the Titans against Carolina.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Number 8, I have the Bengals
Where are
against the
they?
Steelers.
Yeah, 3,300.
Um, 9, and I just it this is because of Russell Wilson and the fact that it's a snooze fest. They just run the clock out, even when they're losing. Uh,
Denver.
uh, I have the Browns playing at Denver.
I mean, the Browns defense is they're the most expensive.
Most expensive,
They're the
and
best defense in football.
they're the best defense, but like I kind of learned, um, is you need to get turnovers in order to score points
But
for
that
defenses.
Russell doesn't turn the ball over.
Exactly. That's why I have them at 9. They're still
No,
the best defense,
I got you
but
now.
they're at 9. Number 10, I have the Patriots.
Yeah, I like them. I mean, where are they at? They're 3,200. That's a good play. I'm gonna name off a few cheapies in case people want to go that route, and you tell me. So you have Texans on your list. Bills are the second least at 2,700.
I just
2,800 are the Rams versus the Cardinals. It's not a terrible one.
Yeah, they just haven't really been playing good defense this year.
No, but
They
that
let up a lot of points.
they are also with the Raiders at 2,800. So I'd rather take the Rams in that spot, obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, Falcons versus New Orleans isn't too shabby actually at 2,900. I wouldn't mind
Mhm.
punting to that.
Yeah.
And again, these aren't top 10 plays, just guys that you can punt to. Eagles, you mentioned, I like that one at 2,900. Cardinals versus the Rams at 3,000. I don't necessarily love. Jaguars versus Houston at 3,000. It's okay. Josh Allen is going to get you some sacks and or at least a sack probably. Panthers at Tennessee at 3,100 is the furthest I'll go up here, and that's okay as well. Tennessee's Tennessee,
Yeah.
but Carolina is okay through the
They have a
air,
good
actually.
defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
They're just
uh,
always on defense.
yeah, that's the problem. They can't get open. That's the word. That's what we're finding out, I guess.
That's the word.
So you want to tell them that stat?
Yeah, supposedly Bryce Young at this point is the most highly accurate quarterback in the NFL when it comes to, um, I don't know how they necessarily got the stat,
It
but
was separation based. So Tua had the highest base of separation, like his receivers to throw to, which makes sense
mhm.
because he is not elite, but he was still one of the more accurate
Yeah, no, he's
guys.
not elite. You're right.
He's not.
No, he's not.
Okay. And then, but Bryce Young had for this is for like under 5 yards or okay, something like that of separation between receiver and whatever.
I don't remember.
Okay, whatever. So Bryce Young's receivers had the least amount of separation compared to the accuracy of throws. Like he was the most accurate in tight windows, essentially, is what it was. So like he is able to put the ball in a spot that only his receiver can, and that only his receiver can catch it, and they don't have separation. So that was the stat, like essentially saying he has the ability to throw into tight windows and more saying that the wide receivers it's also saying that the wide receiver weapons he has, which makes sense, are not great at getting separation and allowing him to make plays. That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
So that really does it for this week. These have been, or this is your week 12 roundup going over Thanksgiving and everything, getting you ready for Sunday. We appreciate you guys tuning in. I do apologize for the camera difficulties yet again. I think we're just going to have to go to phones completely on videos, I
Yeah,
guess.
probably.
Yeah. We're going to get it figured out. We want you to stick along for the ride. Like we had said from the beginning, we are learning along the way. We hope you follow along with us. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the alerts, follow, like it. Please do it all. We are Crossover Athlete Insights with an S at the end. We are on TikTok, Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube. Please hit that follow and like. It helps us greatly to grow. We are your co-host Joshua Shapiro and Joe Murray. We appreciate you tuning in. This is your Saturday edition. We'll see you next time.